Hello everyone, and welcome to another game of World of Warships. Today it's one of my replays again, and I'm in the Des Moines at tier 10 US cruiser. Now I'm on the map north in a 3-point domination game. It's a pure tier 10 battle, there is no carrier, which is nice. There are only 2 destroyers. So we will see how much radaring gets done here. And well, it looks like an enemy Smaland has been spotted. Now the Smaland is trying desperately to reach that island, and it's something that I wouldn't really recommend. I see a lot of destroyers trying to rush behind this island. It can work, but that island isn't as amazing a cover as might have been led to believe. It depends on how the team's position, and you can get easily trapped there, right? Even if you are in a position where maybe you can't be shot at, getting out of there alive can be a whole other issue. Now that Smaland has reversed a bit too much, and I'm unfortunately spotted while I'm crossing here, so I desperately hope that the Montana and Yamato aren't going to citadel me here. But I'll make my way to this island, and then I should be rather safe, and I can now raid up Smaland. Now, Des Moines shells are pretty good to, well, lock them over islands. Obviously the better ships at it, like maybe a booster or a Minotaur. And it looks like my Des Moines arcs aren't enough to actually hit the Smaland. I'm hoping that I can lob some shells there, but you see, I'm not the only one, right? We have a large fleet there in the north, and there are shells going towards the Smaland. And you know what? Some of those are hitting very nicely. So as I said, like, you can get trapped behind this island, and there is no real way to retreat. I mean, you can try to go to the 9-10 line, I suppose, but it's not necessarily going to be safe either. So a much better way of trying to take the cap is to stay on your side of the circle and just run if you are getting raided, spotted, detected, you know. Anyway. Now, as far as raiders go, this is an amazing map for raiders because, like here at B and C especially, there are so many great raider locations, right? Where I'm sitting right now, and I only have 10 kilometers, right? I'm not even like a Soviet raider ship. And I still cover 2 caps with my raider. While it's not the best position for me to do damage, when it comes to fighting for those caps, it's just really powerful. Now, meanwhile, we don't actually have a cap, although Viper is on his way towards A. Now, of course, the enemy Des Moines is covering C with Raider, the enemy Petro is covering B with Raider, so it's not easy. And our other destroyer, the Shimakaze, is in the 9-10 line. Now, this is something that I also never really understood. Right? I understand that, well, the part that I understand is that destroyers might be afraid of going to C. Now, the enemy Smaland paid the price, but he basically just misplayed and he rolled into it instead of playing it more careful at the edges. But our Shimakaze, if you say, okay, he doesn't want to go into C because there's Des Moines covering it, he's kind of YOLO rushing towards Des Moines. His position is a lot more dangerous than if you were inside the cap circle. If he just go in on our side and try to cap and then ran when raided, he should be fine if he knows what he's doing. But what he's doing right now, he's basically like, if this Des Moines catches him here, he's just dead. He's too close. He has no way of retreating. It's like, why? But anyway, meanwhile, I don't really have shots. I'm trying to inch a little bit closer, and I could try to raid at the Des Moines. Actually, not the worst decision, because there's only 1 destroyer left, and we have absolutely no clue where it is. Anyway, it might be somewhere there. Yeah, it's at the A side anyway. So I can raider here. I won't need it anytime soon. And now, oh, okay, the money is still outside of raider range, but it's now detected by the Shimakaze. And once again, if this Des Moines is actually pressing his raider button, and he can farm this Shimakaze if he wants to, there isn't really much support for our Shima. Instead, of course, the Des Moines decides to come around here full broadside, so let's load some ammo piercing. And you see, well, I guess, is he trying to aim? I mean, shouldn't the Des Moines turn a bit faster than that? Well, there are some citadels. So, well, the Des Moines is finally angling. So I should probably go back to, well, okay. I guess he tried to angle there. Maybe he just turned as fast as he could and he couldn't turn faster, but it's... basically, the Des Moines came in front of our fleet fully broadside. That's never a good choice. Now, the enemy team is bleeding ships right now. We are actually taking our first camp there, it looks like. But the enemy team is having quite a push there inside B, it looks like, because they don't have destroyers handy there. The enemy team decided to just take the Yamato into the cap, and I applaud the, I guess, Yamato's aggressiveness in a way. Considering that we don't have too many ships there, this might even work. Of course, it would work a lot better if they had the Shima with them. And, well, I've reversed a little bit too much. Now I have the legendary module, which means I can accelerate rather quickly. So I was able to dodge the shells coming my way there, and oh, look at that. So the enemy team's Yamatos are actually quite aggressive. Now, I guess there isn't really much I can do here to escape. I guess I could try to turn around there and run, which would expose my broadside for a little bit to the Yamato. Then again, Yamato turrets are slow, but you know, I've decided that we are just going to meet this threat head on. And, you know, I can do some very nice armor-piercing damage. Currently, guns still not pointing my... rear guns almost pointed my way. Now, here is the thing. The Yamato can overmatch my side armor. And he can overmatch my nose. It's basically no matter what I do. I just have to hope for RNG. The sad part about the Des Moines armor is that most battleships are going to overmatch your side armor. You have 30mm of it, and Wargaming just likes to introduce ships, especially at tier 10, that overmatch 30mm of armor. So there is that. I mean, you still have like the torpedo belt that can potentially bounce if angled. But, you know, for the most part, as a Des Moines, your best hope is that the enemy just misses or just gets good RNG. Like, for example, he went through my nose there, but, you know, RNG was in my favor and I survived. Now, speaking of surviving Yamatos, there is the next Yamato coming in. Now, this is the part that I don't understand. I accept that the Yamato wanted to sail into this camp and take it, but why is he pushing, like, through it? Also, the B Yamato makes more sense than the Yamato here. Like, I guess maybe they felt like since our team has more ships, it was lost anyway. But getting Yamato pushing into sea, right? We have quite a few ships there that would stop this Yamato. While at B, we don't actually have anything at B, or not much. So going in there and trying to flip the camp in a more aggressive position is something that made a lot more sense. Now, once again, Yamato pushing through here doesn't make that much sense. Because what's he going to do now, right? He's sailing into kind of a crossfire. And I can get penetrations there on the nose, but I'm not close enough quite yet to get... Technically, I should be able to get citadels on a flush Yamato if I'm, I don't know, 4 kilometers or such. But not quite yet, right? Don't quite have the... As you can see, there are torpedo belt hits and non-pens. I should... He's fast enough. I should be able to kind of citadel him here right now, but I've decided to just go for... Oh, will I? Yeah, okay, I'm still not able to citadel him. Okay, I mean, screw theory, let's just go. Let's just go for the penetrations. I'm at 400 hit points. I almost have a heal ready. Come on, heal, heal. Okay, I'm healing. And down he goes. I should never have survived that. I should never have survived that. Oh, hello, Petro. You want some armor piercing? There we go. So, as I said, in theory, I should be able to citadel a Yamato, I think, at very close distances of like 4 to 3 kilometers or so, but I'm not an expert on the Des Moines, to be honest. And it's probably a close call. Also, at those close ranges, sometimes it's hard to judge if they are completely flush broadside or if they're slightly angled and so on. But, you know, maybe I should have just gone a lot more for the safer penetrations instead of trying to get those citadels. There were a lot of shatter or like belt hits in there that just didn't go through. But, you know, all's well, it ends well, I guess. Now, the smart play here is to, you know, cap in stealth and wait for the heal to be ready. But there are only 2 enemies remaining, so there is no reason to do the smart play. So we are going to do the fun play and trying to get broadside hits into the Goliath. Meanwhile, the Thunderer is probably just going to blab me. And then I'll be dead. Oh. Okay, not quite. So maybe we shoot the Thunderer instead, because the Thunderer is on low health. And if we take care of the Thunderer, it would prolong my chances of survival quite a bit. I mean, as I said, at this point I'm just farming damage. This battle is won. Although, honestly, just farming the cap would probably give me more experience. So, being in stealth and yeah, there we go. Angling doesn't really do much. Thunderer is one of the many battleships that can overmatch my side armor, my deck armor, and my nose armor. So yeah. That's obviously assuming he's shooting armor piercing. If he shoots high explosive, he'll just, you know, penetrate and do a lot of damage with high explosive. So there is that. But anyway, as I said, this battle is won. The smart move would have been to stay in concealment. Yeah. Get a heal ready meanwhile, and then just engage the remaining ships, but who cares? We are going to speed this up, and you can see this Goliath get farmed, and then we go to the result.
Acknowledged.
Well, this Goliath is actually getting farmed a lot slower than expected, I suppose. He's desperately trying to heal, but, you know, he won't heal out that. Which brings us to the results, and you know, I thought this was a funny battle, mostly because I survived the close quarters encounters with Yamatos, which is not something you'd expect. I also took a bit of luck on my part, obviously. So yeah, and I do like to see Des Moines doing well. Des Moines has been a ship that has been around for a long time, and the game development hasn't been kind to it with all of the overmatch high tier battleships and stuff and the long range encounters and so on. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed watching it, and I'll see you next time.